Hi everyone. I wanted to do a little video and talk about the coronavirus. This is very serious and there seems to be a domino effect going on here. People, I would say 20% of the people are a little bit out of control, a lot out of control. And because of that 20%, there's a domino effect going on where it is forcing everybody else to follow suit. For example, hand sanitizer. If 20% are in desperation and going out and buying hand sanitizer, or probably a better example is toilet paper, then I, who am not worried about having toilet paper in my house for the next 6 months, am now worried because 20% are taking them off the shelf. So then I, along with the other 80%, are now going out to purchase an enormous amount of toilet paper. This appears to be mass frenzy or mass hysteria, but it really isn't, because at the end of the day we're sheeple and we tend to go along with the herd, sadly. I'm going to read to you how I predicted some of this in my book, 101 Answers from the Universe. And I'm going to refer to page 73. Are we destroying ourselves and our planet? And if so, how much time do we have left? Yes, you are destroying yourselves, and you have eternity, as you always have. The planet is strong and restorative. The atmosphere, like our bodies, replaces its cells often. If by a miracle the entire planet and its humans became pure and clean overnight, nothing is harvested, created, or developed to harm anybody or anything, the entire planet and its atmosphere would rebuild itself back to its natural state in 7 to 10 years, just like your entire body does. Therefore, so would humans. All will be healed. You will have heaven on earth. However, this is not reality. Therefore, everyone must begin to make changes. It is imperative to begin the process of healing now, as you only have about 10 years to turn this around and begin the healing process. Will it end in 10 years? No, but the end will begin in 10 years. It could take decades or more, yet during that time the suffering continues. Will everything and everyone be healed in 10 years? No, but you have 10 years to begin the turnaround and its transformation. It must start now. And goes on to talk about how the year 2020 is 2020 vision, eyes wide open, and where there will be complications, devastations, including Mother Nature, to cleanse the earth, to tone us down, to make us wake up. In question 65, on page 74, answered there that I just read, there's much more to it. When you put it this way, it makes us look very simple, in fact idiotic. Why would we do that? And yet here I am buying stuff I do not need, which uses gas, oil, and palm oil that is destroying our lands, our people. What can we do? Question 65. Educate yourself. This rewires your brain to understand that desires are not needs. As in the example of the village, some of you are able to help more than others. But if everyone tries as much as they can, it all works out. We see that shift is happening. And then it continues to talk about the 40-60. If you follow the 40-60 formula, then we have a very good chance of creating momentum that will heal and change the planet and our earth. Just to give you a bit of a hint, the 40-60 formula, which was downloaded to me, is taking your life and cutting it down 60%. 60% more organic, 60% less meat, 60% more consumption, 60% buying more organic products and products that are sustainable to our earth. If everybody did that, it meant some will do 80, some will do 100, some may do 40. But they're saying that everyone has to do at least 60 to make this a turnaround. So 66, the question says, so we can't modernize our race? We have to go back to the Dark Ages? Not at all. There are plenty of ways to have the luxury of international foods, products, travel, clothing, furnishing, events, homes, heat, and water without harming the planet or anybody, while making all this accessible to everyone First, you have to eliminate money. I know that seems impossible now, but it is the main problem. Your scientists, physicists, many labs, technicians, doctors, and alternative healers have and are continuously discovering and inventing natural solutions that are of a sustainable nature. And they have the solutions for a healthy lifestyle with luxury of modern living. The problem is the powers that be will not allow this, not giving out grants, funding, and patents, and making the research and the creations too expensive and or impossible to maintain. That is just some of the answers that was downloaded to me. And if you're a client of mine, you know how I get downloads, and you know that they don't come from me as just pure common sense, as I had always thought that they were. There were a lot of questions that were answered. Things such as past lives and the meaning of you. What is the pursuit of happiness? Why is there so much stress, depression, and mental health? What is love and soulmates? It talks about reincarnation. It talks about evolution, destruction. It even talks about Atlantis. It talks about the whole educational system and how the education system should be. Okay, it talks about law of attraction. Is there such a thing? And it actually redescribes the law of attraction and gives you an idea of why it works for some and not for others. Because the law of attraction, the way it was taught to us, is not the full truth. There's more to it, and that's described in this book. It also has a part 2 which talks about the chakras and how they're portals to awakening, and how some of our chakras are closed, some of them are half open, and how we can open them up fully so that we can be fully awakened. One of the things I want to read here that I really liked was one of my favorite downloads. So question 67. Well, that is promising. Anything else we need to know? Yes. Remember, you are visitors. You're not native to this planet. I know many of you would find this concept hard to believe, so we just ask of you to imagine that you are visitors. You are visiting a far-off land. Now imagine that you are not the visitors, but the life that is in its natural state on your planet. Imagine that you are the animals, insects, sea life, water life, and plant life, as well as earth, mountains, rocks, waterfalls, and vast forests teeming with life. There are waterways so powerful and dangerous, and some serene and nurturing, yet there is a balance. Now imagine visitors landing and doing everything that has been done to the earth as of today. You and your fellow inhabitants run for your lives from one place to another. Many die off. You suffer and witness suffering as your lives become inhabited and destroyed by these visitors. Would you not feel as if this is an invasion? That they are here to only destroy everything in sight without any obvious reason? Quite scary, really. This is what humans are doing. In fact, many of your people have experienced this in your wars. If you had experienced this, then you know what we speak of. Remember that every time you buy anything that contributes to this devastation, you are voting every time you make a purchase for what you want to happen on your planet. Namaste.